All right, you and I are about to meet the world's strongest hunter, receiving a massive honor. The whole country was glued to their TVs. They even had merch for this guy. His manager told him to say something nice. If he did, a special reward was waiting. Every single important person in the country was sitting in the front row. Then the world's top hunter sighed and said it. He didn't care about any of this fame. He just wanted the cash, pure shock. Kang Yusung lives by his own rules. He doesn't care if the whole world turns against him for being real. But then, out of nowhere, the piece just ended. Check this out, a system window suddenly appears in front of every single person. Massive towers began raining from the sky, hovering over cities across the entire globe. And inside, horrific creatures emerged, hungry for human blood. An orc literally tried to jump a young girl, just to ruin her makeup. That's when the very first heroes decided it was time to step up and fight back. Humanity wasn't going down easy. If life became a game, they'd become the players. Gifted individuals used their new powers to protect whoever they possibly could. The rules were clear: take down every tower or the world burns. If those gates broke, the monsters inside would swallow the earth whole. Strongest players became instant celebrities, hailed for their insane power and grit. But now, the world's greatest hunter has everyone questioning everything. Back at home, Yusung is just scrolling through all the online hate. His fans are confused. They can't wrap their heads around his greedy words. They're burning his jerseys and boycotting his merch. Total cancel culture in action. Reporters are literally camping in his front yard, waiting for a statement. Yusung finally steps outside, but not to apologize. He's got a warning. He told them they were blind to the real danger right next door. Nobody understood until a massive tremor sent them all face-planting. You and I both know what's coming. Look at those towers over the city. The tower break was starting. Those floating fortresses were descending for the kill. The mission: charge the tower and save humanity from total extinction. While everyone else panicked, Yusung just handed out flyers and walked away. He reached his hidden spot. No rats or spies here, just him. Just as he predicted, the first day of the new season started quietly. Then, his system pinged. The Monarchs were watching their favorite clown contractor. The Iron Monarch was basically laughing, blessing the man who dropped his sword. The Blizzard Monarch joined in, bestowing her grace on the one with the mirror. Yusung just shrugged. Let them laugh, he's got a plan. The system buzzed again. This is where things start getting broken. His fencing skills skyrocketed, and his magic stats went through the roof. These weren't just random buffs. Everything he's doing has a purpose. He was here to squeeze rewards out of these monarchs, who love watching him like a show. Suddenly, the system flared bright. The golden Legends Monarch was losing it. He blessed the one who chooses legends with an insane level of power. Yusung wanted every single perk, and he wanted them right now. The system chimed again. His new choice had a massive impact on his growth. And just like that, you and I are watching him go legendary. All right, you and I are about to see some insane gear, the Oriate Fanaticism cloak. Its stats are cracked. Kang finally secured a legendary defensive item and a heroic rank skill plus a heroic artifact. Honestly, he was more than ready to storm the tower. But then ding, a system alert pops up. The Golden Legends Monarch just revoked his blessing for the one who chooses legends. Total bad luck. Instead, he blessed Kang's t-shirt business. Weird, but whatever. Kang enters the tower and immediately hits trouble. This entire place is crawling with Moon Blood Orcs. The mission: take down the orc boss sitting on the top floor. Kang wondered if this was the perfect moment to test that new heroic rank skill. It has some insane attributes. He triggers the frozen sword, cranking his ice compatibility to the max. That unlocks a hidden effect, Cold Breath. Kang sends a quick thanks to the Blizzard Monarch before unleashing his new skill. Massive ice storms erupt. Swallowing the orcs and freezing entire. Now pay attention here. They totally outnumber him, but it doesn't matter. They can't even move. Kang freezes them solid and keeps pushing forward. The rewards start flooding in. He absolutely dominates this first floor. He even jokes about saving the world again. Then the system announces floor 2. Cain arrives to find a massive orc horde already setting up camp. He's caught off guard. Suddenly, an orc senses him and roars for battle. They think he's the warrior who will lead them to Valhalla. They're ready for death. Cain just tells them to hold on. He's sending them straight to paradise instead. Fight over. He is already on floor 4 and loving the level ups. He's loving the level ups, but his only complaint, there are no rest stops. Right as he thinks that, an alert flashes. The Song of War You, and I know that look. Cain thinks this is absolutely perfect. He's the real elite monster here, and he's drawing everyone in for a beatdown. Then, the system announces the Steel King has blessed the Song of War guards. The orcs feel the power surge, shouting that Valhalla finally awaits them. They want to chase the warrior who will lead the way. They start an anthem of blood and steel for their king. Cain notes that his enemies aren't giving him a single second to breathe, but he doesn't care. He charges in. Mid-fight, he spots something new. A single enemy lunges with pure fury, forcing Cain to pull back for a split second. He keeps fighting relentlessly, but then he realizes his attacks aren't dealing enough damage. This elite warrior must be totally resistant to ice. Cain pulls back to rethink things. He needs a fatal blow, but he lacks the right skill for it. Even with his current gear and stats, he's still in the semi-final class. The real prize is the Frozen Sword. It's a heroic rank skill and artifact combo. Cain opens his inventory. He isn't sure he can handle this item quite yet. The system warns of a massive risk, but then the message changes. It reminds him that cowardice won't get him to Valhalla. Without any hesitation, the enemies hurl their axes. Cain decides it's now or never. He activates his artifact, the Frozen Heart. Instantly, a surge of powerful ice magic explodes. Trust me, you and I need to see this. Stick with me, we're about to watch Cain hunt for a literal gold mine of items. Enemies screamed about total war, throwing every single thing they had at him. But they didn't expect that ice armor. His attacks were hitting way harder. Crushing foes and leveling up simultaneously, Cain was on another level. He blocked every single hit, using his legendary ice sword. Freezing enemies mid-clash and even shattering their weapons. Ruthless. Every kill meant another level. The orcs absolutely hated seeing this. Cain struck back with pure force, even conjuring multiple ice blades. Before an enemy could even react, Cain finished him. His agility was unreal. They couldn't even track his movement. Floor cleared, he complained the system stats were all wrong. He delivered one final blow to the last orc, wiping them out. The system flashed a reward pack with random cards and 1,000 conquest points. He pulled a stab card. Not great, but better than nothing, I guess. He equipped it, and the power stats shot up. Next floor, he found a girl shocked to see him still breathing. He apologized for not dying, but she just wanted to sell items. She was running an automatic vendor called the Equipment King. She told him to spend his loot before he died. She promised a legendary card would drop if he bought a pack. He said he believed her, but only bought speed and fire potions. She kept pushing the cards, but Cain just walked away. Now watch this, he reached the final boss floor. The boss demanded an honorable death in the coming war. Cain threw up a magic shield, mocking the dwarves and orcs. He tossed a fire potion, burning the boss alive. The boss charged through the fire, refusing to go down. Cain launched an icy slash, declaring it wasn't over yet. He pierced the enemy's heart, ending him with one strike. He boasts that his blessing makes even basic skills super strong. Wait, you saw that too, right? He's getting back up. Berserk mode activated. Cain just scoffed at the lack of challenge. The boss promised to finally end him, which only made Cain more annoyed by this persistent enemy. That shockwave alone would be lethal if it hit, but that's a big if. The boss attacked, but Cain's dodge was perfect. The boss tries hitting him, but Cain effortlessly evades every single strike. Cain was secretly counting down the seconds. The timer hit 0. It's time, he announced coldly. He chugged a potion and completely demolished the boss. His system instantly rewards him with card packs for being the first to clear the tower. Cain admits it's almost scary how smoothly things are going. He opens the reward, guessing it's nothing special. Still, he checks. The first card is common, exactly as expected. He immediately dismisses it as total junk. And that's that. You and I are heading to the next demon tower. All right, you and I are about to watch one kid absolutely dominate these monsters. He lets them get close before unleashing a massive ice blast, freezing them solid. He is actually enjoying this. Honestly, it is the perfect chance to grind skill levels. The first wave is light work, but once he clears them, another round spawns in. A massive horde of imps appears this time, but to Cain, they are minor pests. He tells the monsters they do not stand a chance, and he definitely means it. He keeps his word. His freezing magic tears through every single one of those foes. Plus, his ice mastery is skyrocketing. But then, without warning, his system starts screaming. Now pay attention here. The tower boss just spawned, and he is talking big. The heretic imp claims he will offer Cain's blood to the demon king before charging. They rush in, but it is over in a second. Cain's magic is just superior. Nothing they throw at him even leaves a scratch. His system confirms the boss is frozen. The icy status effect has landed perfectly. Cain actually thanks the boss for showing up. He has a new experiment in mind. Suddenly, the system triggers a glacial synergy bonus. This reinforcement effect boosts everything, more ice weapons, and way more variety in his arsenal. Now, Cain can conjure a freezing weapon stash that is even more terrifying than before. He puts it to the test immediately, summoning a massive volley of sharp ice spears. He fires them straight at the stragglers. Those imps never stood a chance against him. They were already struggling, but now they are just helpless blocks of ice being shattered. Cain shows zero mercy. He wipes the tower clean and starts collecting some epic rewards. He gets an equipment ticket, but honestly, it is kind of trash for him. You saw that too, right? He just noticed something that changes the whole game. His frozen blade does not lose power, even when he splits it into multiple pieces. Managing 8 blades at once feels normal. Then, a weird system notification pops up. It tells him to greet his shadow. Apparently, a powerful tower faction is watching him. They are seriously impressed by his skills. The system feeds him info on this group. After getting the rundown on these mysterious figures, he finds himself facing the Dark Council. The head of the council actually knows who he is and makes a proposal. He asks if Cain wants to embrace his shadow and join their secret little group. It sounds like a decent deal. Cain says he is down, but points out their problem. Plenty of rival factions are itching to destroy the council. The leader just smiles. He promises to shield Cain, too, asking if he has already forgotten the dark power. Cain shuts that down fast. He only brought it up because he knows the mechanics. He realizes talking is not going to get him the prize he is really after. Cain makes a bold move. He demands a shadow beast. And get this, that is not all. He tells them to throw in a rare dark element ability card while they are at it. The leader warns him about overstepping his bounds. As a mortal, his time is limited. Cain is not having it. He fires back, telling them this partnership is not happening. He has done all this work, and they will not even do him a favor. No. He tells them they are done, but the shadow leader is not letting him walk. He gives in. Reluctantly, the leader agrees to every single one of Cain's steep demands. Just like that, the system pings. He officially owns a shadow beast, plus something else. He gets an achievement for adopting a cat and 100,000 achievement points. He is used to these wild rewards, but hold on, he is not finished yet. And trust me, you and I are going to want to see what happens next. All right, you and I are about to see Cain finally sign on with the Dark Council. His affinity levels skyrocket. As he leaves, he thinks this season will be epic. Everything is clicking. He should definitely keep pushing while he is on a hot streak. Or maybe it is smarter to quit while he is ahead and focus on recovery. Just then, a voice calls out. Cain lets out a long, heavy sigh. He braces himself for the chaos. Boom, a massive crowd of hungry reporters appears. They swarm him instantly, desperate for an interview. They already heard about his wins. But Cain is completely drained. He just wants to get out of there. He gives them vague answers, but the reporters keep pushing for some real dirt. They ask about his plans and mention how intense the race is this season. Cain gets curious and asks how many people are actually involved in the hunt. 5 veterans from a Chinese guild, led by the famous swordmaster, they tell him. But 4 players died during that raid. Cain immediately fires back with a roast. He calls the guy a shield master, since he clearly just uses human shields to win. The reporters are stunned. Is he really trying to provoke a top-tier enemy? Cain ignores them and asks how many allies the swordmaster brought along this time. Someone says he was alone. Cain claims the guy must have too much energy. He acts impressed, but internally, he thinks jumping in this early is just plain stupid. Now, pay attention here. The saint is currently busy hoarding top-tier skills and items. Plus, the gravedigger is not joining yet. He is hunting for tier 4 items first. The reporters press him for his final thoughts. Cain just says the warrior is insane. They assume he is avoiding a fight, thinking the swordmaster is too much to handle. But then he adds that he is also crazy. In his mind, it is simple. If he has to choose between being a winning or losing lunatic, he picks winning. You and I both know what happens next. He asks for a ride to the tower. Soon, Cain is alone. He mutters that only one thing stands in his way now. He sees the betting pools. Everyone is putting their money on him to crush it. This is no longer just about pride. The swordmaster is already inside and playing dirty. Cain takes a breath and enters the tower. The system immediately gives him a choice. It is the Cavalli's empire versus the Rhodia kingdom. He must choose a side. He needs to fight for whoever is more just. He analyzes the factions very quickly. The empire screams imperialism. Even if he had to pick, the choice is pretty obvious. He goes with the kingdom. Why? Because the underdog always gets the absolute best rewards. He locks in his choice and heads straight for the capital city fountain. When he arrives, the locals spot a new player and go absolutely wild with joy. They shout that their savior has arrived, but Cain is not liking what he sees. He walks into the strategy room. The atmosphere is heavy. War is definitely coming soon. Looking at their gear, he knows a fight is near. He asks who is in charge. Silence. A man steps forward, calling Cain insolent for speaking up like that. He demands respect for the royal laws, especially in front of Lord Muta Duchamp. The commander is a royal heir. Cain just asks if they can actually win. The leader nods confidently. He says victory is certain despite their very limited resources. He starts boasting about his mental strength, claiming his willpower has 0 limits. He claims his soldiers have the spirit of 100 ordinary men combined. You and I just saw total arrogance. Trust me, it gets even wilder later. All right, you and I are about to watch our main character finally lose it. He floors the guy, taking command right then. The other men actually loved it. Nobody liked their old boss anyway. After the meeting, Cain went on a spree. He gathered 5,000 commoners for his infantry. Around 900 of those guys were actually skilled with a bow. That was a massive gap compared to Empire soldiers. One good thing, in this crazy mess, there were 0 grudges and no magic involved at all. Plus, the swordmaster wasn't just some player using brute force. He was much more. He was the apostle of the Iron Monarch. Normally, a player only picks one monarch. That one monarch gives them all their rewards. But Cain, yeah, he's built different. He gets rewards from multiple monarchs at once, all thanks to that crazy clown monarch. That clown changed him into a unique player. A monarch can have many players. But there is only one apostle. That player gets all the favor and treatment. A monarch will do almost anything to help their apostle, but there are limits. The swordmaster had a catch. He couldn't use Iron Monarch skills for main attacks. Because of those rules, Cain felt okay, but the soldiers felt a different pressure. You never really knew how much of this tower world was actually real. It was impossible to tell if these people were alive or just virtual data. Here's where it gets trippy. Pay attention to how this world actually works. Either way, he couldn't change the facts. He just had to find a way to inspire them. Before the battle, the leader announced a legendary visitor had finally arrived in Roya. He fired Muta Duchamp on the spot and put the player in charge now. The soldiers realized their useless leader was finally gone. They took it as a sign. That news alone was enough to fire them up. Cain realized he worried for nothing. But then, the atmosphere changed. A scout reported that the Empire was finally attacking. The archers got into position immediately, letting their arrows fly at the incoming enemies. They reported the Imperial army was pushing hard right at the front of the gates. You and I both knew he was overthinking, right? But then, things shifted fast. Cain decided Dart Beast was a lame name and renamed the creature Blackie instead. Standing by Blackie, he told the beast it was time to show its power. The enemies couldn't believe their eyes. Something massive and dark loomed over the walls. Their leader screamed at them to hold formation, but he knew something was wrong. Before he could blink, Blackie lunged forward, hitting the enemy lines like a train. The entire army panicked, trying to run. Their leader shouted to just escape. But it was too late. Everyone just froze in place, paralyzed by pure terror. Cain joked that Blackie was starving, and it was finally time for a meal. The dark creature started devouring every single soldier in its path. Total massacre. Meanwhile, the rest of the enemy forces were still trading blows with Roya's men. Our main character kept up the pressure from a distance, but things felt off. He realized the enemy swordmaster was missing. He knew showing your face helped allies. But it also gave your position away to the enemy. This wasn't a death match. It eats everything in its path. Meanwhile, the rest of the enemies keep clashing with Roya's men. Our hero keeps up the pressure from a distance. That's when he realizes the enemy swordmaster is nowhere to be found. Showing yourself helps your allies, but it also gives away your position. And that's it. Stick with me to see if they survive this war. Let's dive into the tower, where every single rule is absolute. Lose a fight and you're out. Players can't kill players, only the tower can. Cain thinks he's safe, but in here, losing is never an option. He starts breaking down the enemy's strategy, piece by piece. Morale is peaking, but that doesn't guarantee a victory just yet. The battle is ending, but the big boss is still a no-show. Is he waiting until everyone's dead before showing his face? Now pay attention. The fallen swords suddenly start moving on their own. The army is panicking, but our protagonist knows exactly what's up. It's a heroic rank skill card, and he wonders how they got it. Was it pure luck, or did a monarch grant this power personally? Cain dodges with ease, realizing his enemy has been plotting this. The adversary was prepping, but Cain wasn't just sitting around either. He says it is way too late because his level up is finished. You feel that too, right? That massive power surge from Cain's evolution. New soldiers swarm him, and Cain realizes he is the main target. The battlefield has officially become a game, but he is far from beat. He notes that more swords actually make the enemy's control less precise. Cain summons a magic shield, effortlessly blocking the swarm of incoming blades. He warns the enemy they'll have to try much harder than that. Suddenly, a massive attack comes flying straight for his head. The main opponent is here, and the system starts screaming with alerts. The Archangel's shield activates, reflecting the strike with devastating force. A blinding flash erupts as the shield finally shatters into pieces. Cain mocks him, asking if he really thought this would work. Did you honestly think sword manipulation could take down this fortress? The adversary is stunned, asking what winning in this tower even means. He claims even if the kingdom falls, the empire can't truly win. Victory is impossible unless they manage to take down Cain himself. Cain points out they chose this path despite knowing the cost. So he asks, do you really think you have a chance? The enemy stands firm, claiming a true hero protects the world. He shouts that a bully who ignores his duty isn't a hero. Cain laughs, admitting he's impressed by the guy's passionate speech. But what about Cain's guild? Aren't they part of this world too? Furious, the adversary snarls that Cain won't get a peaceful death. Our hero just shrugs, planning to live a very long time. The duel begins, and Cain attacks with every ounce of power. He tells the enemy their talents are weak and totally unfinished. The opponent suddenly realizes Cain isn't fighting this battle alone. Seeing the dark beast, he knows the monarchs are watching them. Cain isn't holding back, He is fighting for a total victory here. Trust me, you're going to want to see what happens next. The adversary snaps, calling him ignoble for playing these mental games. But Cain, he quickly realizes his words are being completely ignored. The enemy watches Cain leaving and demands to know what he is doing. Then a chilling realization hits him. He finally sees the truth behind everything Cain has done from the very start. Cain did not hide his presence just to inspire his allies. Trust me, he had a much darker plan in mind. His goal: draw every single enemy out into the open. The adversary is left scrambling to fix his mistake. Desperate to stop the disaster, the rival chases after Cain. He is frantic to prevent whatever the main character is planning next. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Army command room, total chaos has broken out among the high-ranking officers. The officer in charge is panicking, screaming about how to stop the monster they are up against. He is absolutely enraged, demanding immediate action. His men try to calm him down, but it is already too late. Cain appears right in front of them. This is the moment you and I have been waiting for. Cain calmly announces that winning a game is never limited to just one strategy. He is about to prove it. The soldiers are stunned to see a player standing there. They are left wondering if their gods have completely abandoned them. They know their duty is to protect Duke Barmet, but they stand zero chance against this level of power. Cain mows them all down with effortless speed. Suddenly, a new figure steps forward to challenge him. The rival player watches in horror as Cain effortlessly wipes out the entire Imperial Guard. He absolutely hates what he is seeing right now. Cain just looks back with total indifference. Cain points out that his opponent should have stripped the officers and hidden them among the regular soldiers. Pure tactical mockery. He tells his adversary that all he really needs to do is halt the Empire's push. Simple, right? Surely his opponent already knew that. The rival player absolutely loses his mind in frustration. Suddenly, Cain's system pops up. It confirms that the palace siege is finally over. All the main leaders are dead, and the rest of the enemy army has fled. The victory is absolute. His rival is still screaming for revenge, but honestly, Cain only cares about his mission rewards. Now watch closely as his system flashes the potential rewards. Time to get paid. Cain mockingly thanks his opponent for the opportunity. He scoffs at the guy, even as his rival swears bloody vengeance. Cain just wants his prize. He picks sword manipulation, which grants him a powerful new steel synergy. This power boosts every single metal attribute card and skill in his deck. A massive upgrade. His enemy yells that it is not over, but Cain could not care less. He is done here. Cain simply logs out, leaving his rival to scream at nothing. Back in the real world, things look grim. A monarch speaks through his system, asking if he really wants to be a hero. A heavy question. Cain realizes he always has this dream at this time. He always makes the exact same choice. The monarch warns him he will be a hero among heroes, but no one will ever understand him again. He will become a total joke and a laughingstock for the rest of his life. A lonely path. The monarch says he will never find anything so tragic and comedic anywhere else in the world. Cain knows this dream has repeated countless times. This monarch, known as the Clown, made a deal. Since then, his life has gone exactly as predicted. Every tragic detail has come true. The next day, Cain wakes up to his phone ringing. He checks it and sees 4 missed calls. Plus, someone is already banging loudly on his front door. This is not how he wanted to wake up. Cain wonders why his dream felt so real this time. Now, he is just annoyed by all the noise. He opens the door and sees the general manager standing there, a very unexpected visitor. Cain asks what a big shot like him is doing here. This is Park Tak, or Master Park. He tells Cain he got too cocky just because he was a bit tough on him once. Tension is high. Master Park is a top 30 player who made a deal with the Monarch of Assassins, a lethal foe. Everyone knows him as Deadly Blade, and he runs the National Intelligence Agency. Cain notices how tired he looks, probably from dealing with the first-day chaos. And that's where we'll leave it for now. Trust me, the real chaos is just beginning. All right, stick with me because our main character is about to jump straight into the action. Stick with me because you and I are about to see global destruction. Warmongers are pushing players to the front, unleashing a total wave of chaos. Manager Park asks our main character why he hasn't answered his phone all morning. Kang simply says he was sleeping. Park immediately starts roasting his messy lifestyle. But then Park trips over trash and falls flat. Talk about instant karma. He gets angry, telling Kang to stop selling King Hero shirts and clean up. Kang feels slightly awkward. Park jokes that he looks more like a shadow dweller. He wonders why Kang still eats at that same old diner 3 times daily. Especially since Kang is rich now, but Kang just says the food hits the spot. Park admits that makes him want to taste it too. Simple, yet oddly tempting. Now pay attention here, because the history between these two goes way back. This was before the world became a game. Kang was a legend at 15. At the local internet cafe, Kang's skills were legendary. Everyone saw his pure talent. The manager, Park Tashik, knew Kang was something special. He saw the potential early. He pushed Kang to go pro, but the kid was just playing for fun. Eventually, Tashik convinced Kang's parents. He promised to guide the boy's massive talent. He took Kang under his wing, preparing him for the big leagues of gaming. By age 18, Kang was finally ready. But then, the first season hit hard. Peace vanished. The first tower break appeared, bringing absolute terror to their front door. Kang was paralyzed with fear, just like everyone else. Death was everywhere that day. He saw the carnage firsthand. A monster almost ended his life right then. But Park showed up. He fought like a beast to protect the young kid. He crushed the creature, giving them both a narrow chance to escape the slaughter. However, the cost was devastating. Kang lost his parents in that same bloody moment. Completely alone, Kang found a new hero in Park. He was all he had. You and I can see why their bond is so deep after all that. Back in the present, Kang asks why Park really came by his messy house. It's for the association. They've still got their sights set on our main character. The Korean Players Association is the only guild in town. They hold absolute power. They manage every single player. Park asks if Kang knows about their new academy. Kang calls it a slave factory. Park doesn't even argue, he just confirms it. The first graduation exam is in 1 week. They want Kang to be there. Park figures he'll say no. He tells Kang not to stress about the invite. But surprisingly, Kang agrees. He wants to see the future of the nation's players. He has one demand, though. Move the exam to 5 in the morning tomorrow. Next morning, the place is already packed. 5 minutes left until the big start. One student recognizes Kang. He realizes the legendary player is there to judge them. Another student scoffs, thinking graduation is a guarantee. He's way too overconfident for this. He hates the early start, calling Kang arrogant for picking such a brutal time. Soon, the academy president asks for Kang's opinion on his group of new students. Kang declares they've been bobbied too much. They aren't ready for a real fight. Lee Sinango looks embarrassed, but asks Kang to be fair with his final evaluation. Kang doesn't budge. He says the conditions are exactly as he originally stated them. He's here to weed out the weak. No more games for these spoiled kids. And trust me, you and I will love seeing these kids get humbled. All right, you and I are about to see Kang test these rookies' strength. Graduation results are totally up to him now. Despite Kang's arrogant attitude, the president lets him do whatever he wants. The president thinks his plan is flawless. The students are talented, and it's early. No way even the legendary King Kang can mess this up. But then Leono's mind flips. Now pay attention, this is where it gets crazy. He sees the students he believed in getting absolutely crushed by Kang. Kang stands before a defenseless girl who is already crying in despair. But then Kang tells her she passed. The shocked girl asks how. He says it was luck. She was the luckiest of the 12 here. She's the only one left. He tells her that luck is everything now. Then he declares that's it. He congratulates her and ends the session. He orders cameras off. Suddenly, the furious director bursts in for answers. Kang just surprises him, revealing he knew the director's dirty intentions this whole time. Kang explains, every student here is related to an executive or has powerful connections. He concluded he was called to test them and collect their data. Cain reveals the director's real goal. He wants to graduate failing rankers and use them as hunting dogs. Cain blasts the whole organization, calling them rotten. This really ticks off the president. Li Ango snaps back at the arrogant kid named Cain. He says Cain isn't a hero just because people call him one. He argues that players are just weapons for Korea and everywhere else. What they really need is a war hero. He demands Cain cooperates. Cain just shrugs them off, thinking they are complete and total idiots. Suddenly, someone rushes up to the president with some very urgent news. When Lee hears what it is, he freaks out. Cain just smirks. He says the academy is shutting down barely a year after opening. You and I saw this coming. A video leaked exposing their secrets. Cain reveals that the head of the National Intelligence Division helped him get all this secret footage. Now the president's name is ruined. Li Ango is absolutely furious with Cain. Cain uses provocation to push his buttons. His system alerts him. The clown is thrilled with Cain's actions. He's giving him a reward. After that, Cain makes his exit. Outside, Cain thanks his contact. He asks if it's really okay for the intelligence organization to hit the association this hard. The contact confirms it, explaining that the government isn't a fan of them either. Government isn't a fan of them either. His friend adds that the government and association are always butting heads. Cain loves this drama. He asks his friend to drop him off at the Tier 5 tower. A little later, he arrives. His system warns him that a brutal and harsh desert journey is waiting. In a flash, he is teleported. Evil creatures are tearing through locals. Cain notes that players always show up just in time inside domains. It's how they become saviors. Stick with me for the next part. Stick with me, you and I are watching Cain become a legend to these locals. Cain crashes in, absolutely demolishing the enemies. Instantly, the natives see him as their savior. He tells them they can call him whatever they want. He does not even care. The villagers see Cain as a priest of light, a divine messenger who brought hope. But Cain has a bad feeling about this. Something about the situation feels completely off. Cain asks if there are any threats besides these monsters. He is staying alert. They say they are in Divine Kingdom territory, so heretics should not be a problem. But then they reveal the trip will take 3 full days. Cain is totally annoyed. He really regrets rushing into this journey without getting some decent rest first. Still, he tells everyone else to sleep. He will handle any monsters that show up. The men thank him for standing guard. Cain puts on his vitality necklace for a boost. It increases his life recovery. He also decides to open the gift from his monarch. Inside, he finds a superior ranked grovestone. Not a bad haul at all. He is actually impressed, finally getting something useful, but he stashes it away for now. Suddenly, giant scorpions start heading his way. It is time to bring out the big guns. Watch closely, because this is where his dark creature, Blackie, jumps into the fray. Cain finds this annoying, but he cannot just let his familiar do all the heavy lifting. So he attacks from a distance, using his blade that moves with just his thoughts. He realizes how incredibly useful this mind-controlled ability really is. After crushing the scorpions, Cain levels up. Even his sword manipulation skill gets better. But wait, it is not over yet. More enemies appear from the shadows. An adult sand predator this time. Looks like Cain will not be sleeping tonight. Still, he is not afraid. He trusts Blackie to handle the front lines. While his creature fights, Cain rains down attacks from afar with his mind-controlled weapons. He pierces the giant worm from every angle. It is a complete one-sided slaughter. Cain barely moves a muscle. His floating weapons do all the hard work. He finishes the predator easily using ice abilities, leveling up his ice traits too. As dawn breaks, they finally head out. Cain spots a fleet of knights approaching. He wonders if they are allies. They look like serious business. An ally explains these are brave warriors serving the god of light. Cain immediately asks why they did not help out during the fight last night. His ally explains the knights prioritized protecting their mysterious cargo above all else. They guarded that wagon with their lives. Cain asks which faction they belong to. They are the honored knights of the Order of the Bloody Cross, very high rank. Cain shoots back sarcastically, wondering if they have a golden calf hidden in there. The knight leader tells Cain to forget the carriage and focus on his job. Cain should only care about his assigned task, no more questions. Cain instantly realizes these are knights using powerful aura heart skills. You and I both know something huge is inside that carriage. Cain is hooked. He tries to imagine what could be so incredibly valuable to these guys. One ally looks embarrassed by Cain's bold attitude, but Cain suddenly grabs him. He spotted an incoming arrow. He reacts faster than anyone else can. Cain shouts for everyone to get down, unless they want to die right here. Arrows rain down as they all scramble for cover. The ambush has begun. An ally screams about heretics. You and I are in for one wild battle next. Stick with me, we're entering divine territory as the enemies push forward. Cain watched, wondering exactly how these holy knights would actually react. The knight leader roared, telling his men to protect the cargo at any cost. They activated aura shields, and Cain realized something dark right away. These knights didn't care about their allies, only their precious cargo mattered. While they guarded that golden calf, a system alert suddenly popped for Cain. Mission: protect the caravan. Cain locked in and prepared for a fight. He launched long-range attacks, but the heretic leader just laughed him off. He thought the attacks would miss, but Cain wasn't even aiming for him. Suddenly, an explosion erupted from below, blasting the heretic off his horse. Now watch this, Cain appeared right above them in a flash of speed. But as he prepared to strike, he saw the enemy's true face. It was a desert elf. Instantly, Cain completely changed his entire plan. He decided to protect the elves instead, but they didn't want help. The fallen elf scrambled up and immediately tried to take Cain's head. Cain blocked easily, asking the elf what was really hidden inside that caravan. The elf figured it was a trick and refused to say a word. He shouted for his squad to ignore Cain and fire everything. A rain of arrows came flying, but Cain didn't even break a sweat. He threw up a magical barrier, shielding himself and the hostile elf. The elf snarled that even if captured, he'd never talk to him. Cain told him to relax, he just needed to know the cargo's contents. That single piece of info would decide which side he'd choose today. And look, I know what you're thinking. Is Cain really that strong? Absolutely. He could have wiped them out already. To prove it, he unleashed raw power. The elves froze, completely paralyzed by the massive pressure he was emitting. He warned them not to move, then demanded the truth about the caravan. Finally, the elf cracked. It wasn't gold inside, it was Princess Syria. Kidnapped, Cain ordered the elf to go back and spread the news. He'd show them mercy and let everyone walk away this one time. When the elf hesitated, Cain gave one final, cold warning to leave. Back off or die. The elves wisely scrambled and disappeared into the night. A knight stomped forward, demanding to know why Cain let them escape. Cain ignored the noise, needing to confirm the truth for himself first. He walked straight toward the carriage, ignoring the knight's angry protests. Suddenly, a sword was at his throat. The knight blocked his path. No one touches this caravan, not even the Apostle of Light himself. Cain summoned his dark creature, telling the knight to move or else. The path cleared, he reached the door and flung it wide open. He asked the person inside if they were okay, and found her. Princess Syria of the Kingdom of Ob, and she was totally furious. She barked that she didn't need any help from a filthy heretic. Suddenly, the system chimed. The Monarch of Light was watching his failure. Cain didn't care. He looked the system in the eye and chose rebellion. Trust me, you and I are going to love seeing these chains shatter. Stick with me, because this move earned him a hidden achievement and 300,000 conquest points, but here is the catch. The tower's objective just updated and the mission difficulty spiked. Cain basically declared the game was over, saying freedom felt amazing. His system, however, snapped back, promising that he would pay for defying the light. It warned that the tower's own forces had turned against him. Suddenly, glowing sentinels of light appeared in the sky, ready to follow the Monarch of Light's orders. Downstairs, the knight leader shouted that the Apostle of Light was now corrupted. He did not care if Cain was a visitor, he was just a heretic now. Cain just laughed, saying the knights were only acting tough with their backup. He told the princess not to worry because he had some backup, too. His system confirmed it instantly, announcing he now had the support of the Monarch of Shadows. Now, the lights would fade as darkness began spreading. Now pay attention, because the Dark Council just dropped a buff. The curtain of absolute darkness. It completely messes with the knight's vision. Everything is distorted by this darkness, covering the entire battlefield. Cain knew picking this side would bring better rewards than staying neutral. Now the knights cannot see the attacks coming from the shadows. They are getting dropped one by one. High above, the light heralds are helpless, until one of them finally blasts a path using light. Finally, they see the chaos below, witnessing the knights getting totally crushed. They are furious about who caused this mess, but you and I know better. Cain does not wait. He attacks them instantly, not thinking twice. These heralds cannot believe a mere mortal would dare to challenge them. His system warns him that the Sentinels of Light now absolutely hate him. But his reputation with the Dark Council faction has skyrocketed. Cain levels up, and his dark powers grow even more intense. Then another alert pops up. Countless factions across the tower are now watching his every move. It is a reminder that the tower's world and the worlds inside are not the same. Groups like the Bloody Cross Knights and Desert Elves are just internal residents. They belong to the inner world, but the Monarchs and their factions, they exist on a higher plane, in the world of the tower itself. A player acts as an agent between these two worlds, exerting direct influence. But get this, players are not just puppets following a monarch's orders. Players who understand the deeper mechanics can make truly insane decisions. They use their imagination within the tower to flip the script. Just like Cain, who bet on better rewards by joining the Dark Council. If you have an idea here, you cannot hesitate to execute it. Even the Monarchs are bound by strict rules and restrictions. No matter how much these Sentinels hate Cain, they cannot change anything. Since this is a Tier 5 tower, no rank 8 angels can descend. Those are the tower's rules. Only these few heralds can actually fight. But in all this pitch-black darkness, the heralds cannot see straight. And that is where we leave it. They are actually hitting their own allies. Stick with me, you and I are about to watch Cain ignore those light followers. They are all the same anyway. To Cain, this end just makes perfect sense. Then, he announces that his vision is finally crystal clear. He feels like the buff power is incredible, but these enemies are still holding strong. He realizes he has to do something fast before it is too late. So Cain rushes to the princess and pulls her out of the war zone. Next, he calls Blackie, giving her the gift from earlier and ordering her to keep the princess safe. He uses a high-rank growth stone on Blackie, giving the creature a major power boost. The princess spots an incoming strike and screams a warning, but Cain does not even flinch. Before the princess can even blink, the dark creature has her covered. It just absorbs those massive attacks from the sky and reflects them back. Now watch what happens next. It is perfect, but the enemies just scoff, acting like this is all pointless and those blades cannot touch them. Cain just shrugs it off, charging straight ahead. The Light Heralds prep for round 2. One warrior even dives in for a close quarters brawl. Cain goes for a sneaky backstab, but his target is lightning fast and dodges. This forced Cain to switch tactics. Going head-on is just throwing his balance way off. He wonders if all this movement is even working. After taking a hit, Cain realizes this fight is getting way rougher. They are incredibly fast, even with that debuff active. He has to keep pushing. But then, one moment of distraction lets the enemy land a heavy blow. This flying around is seriously annoying. Cain just wants to end this all at once. So he preps his secret weapon. A herald screams they will not let him. Cain hesitates for 1 second and then takes a direct, brutal hit. Blood is everywhere. If this keeps up, it is game over for our guy. His weapons start glitching. He cannot focus anymore. The enemies see their chance to kill him, but you and I know better. His system pings. The battle-tested Adventurer Blessing hits 100%. What a lucky break. His one who cheats Death Blessing activates, making that last hit totally useless. And just like that, the radiant sword starts localizing. The leader of the heralds knows things are wrong and orders a retreat. But Cain just tells them they are too late. He summons a massive swarm of mind-controlled swords and flings them at the enemies, declaring it is finally time to end this. Every single herald takes a direct hit. Those swords completely shut them down. Some try running, but Cain hunts the stragglers and finishes them off easily. The fight is over. Cain levels up after crushing every last one of them. But even after winning, Cain looks totally exhausted. All of his buffs vanished the second it ended. He looks around at the bodies piled up. Then his companion appears. Thankfully, Blackie is safe. And it is not just her, the princess survived too. When Cain approaches, she asks why he would betray his people and risk everything just for her. Cain says the rewards were just better. Syria asks if he has any heart at all for his own kind. She asks if he is planning to demand a ransom. Life, Cain just says he hates humans. You and I know that is classic Cain. All right, you and I are about to see if he can handle this shaken princess. He apologizes for ignoring her. Days later, they arrive at the elven border. Syria tells Cain she is incredibly indebted, thanking him for all his help. Cain tells her he only did it because he wanted a reward. So the princess offered Cain a necklace. His system confirms a symbol of trust. It was a special accessory, its rank unknown. Cain did not know its value yet, but it felt important. It would definitely come in handy. Later, he is on a train to Busausen. A friend called him there with a very urgent request. Cain immediately asks if something massive just went down in the city. His friend says nothing happened yet, but it is coming very soon. Watch closely, the problem was Natasha Ivanova. She was an internationally known criminal, part of the Black Players. She is on the run from the entire Russian government. She snuck into Busausen and is now clearing towers. She has subordinates and the legendary Absolute Darkness Curtain. Cain steps off the train. Park asks if he ran into any zombies. Cain just shrugs, saying he just needed a car to pick him up. Park has intel on the tower she entered and sends him there. Cain quickly realized he was heading into a Tier 5 Apocalypse tower. He did not expect a normal tower, especially not a Tier 5. His system blares an alert to survive the infected and maintenance squad. These enemies are bizarre. You and I have to wonder if they are zombies. Suddenly, Blackie lunges forward, even without any command from Cain. The shadowy creature was drawn to something specific. Faced with an enemy, his hunger surges. He devours it whole. He transforms into a giant whale. The growth stone changed the cat. After that meal, Blackie looks satisfied. Then, Natasha Ivanova appeared. She says she was waiting for him, calling him a hero. She knows he would never leave a villain like her alone. Cain tells her he knows she is a Red Mafia associate. The Russian government is hunting her after she snuck through the port. Natasha then asks if he plans to throw her in jail. Cain says no, but wonders why she seems so relaxed facing him. Natasha internally scoffs at how the intelligence agencies view her. Cain speculates her gang has Zaslin members who want to corner him. They plan to leave him for the zombies to finish off. Natasha reminds him she works for intelligence and wants a fight. Cain declares he is not there to become food for monsters. He simply states there is no other way to steal her ability. Ivanova then realized she had been right about Cain all along. She immediately orders her men to attack. They open fire. The bullets fly everywhere, but our hero is way too fast. She orders the attack. Bullets fly. Trust me, you and I need this. Everywhere, he is fast, dodging every shot. We must see what happens next. Stick with me, Natasha just slipped away like a ghost, and even our main character is impressed. Cain is left standing in the dark, totally clueless about what just went down. He realizes Natasha vanished into the thin shadows, but there is no time to think. Her team is already on him, 3 riflemen and a sniper. He starts dodging instantly. As lead flies, he reminds himself, survive once, but never expect a second chance. The Absolute Darkness debuff should blind everyone, yet these guys are aiming with perfect precision. How is that possible? Just then his cat Blackie appears. Cain knows it is time. He asks his familiar for a hand or a paw. Blackie is ready for blood. Outside, the shooters are frustrated. Cain's ice shield is way too tough to crack through. Then a shooter spots the cat. Big mistake, that is the last thing he ever sees. Blackie lunges, tearing through the squad. Someone screams out a warning to the others. Avoid the cat's shadows. Inside the barrier, Cain wonders if these guys can even escape. It doesn't really matter if they see the shadows or not, they are already dead. Now pay attention, Natasha suddenly appears, pressing a cold blade right against his throat. She whispers that he might live if he behaves. Cain just scoffs at her empty threat. He tells her only someone actually capable of killing him should talk that kind of trash. She tells him not to underestimate her, eyeing his massive pile of conquest points. Clearing the level 5 tower gave him a score that was definitely not normal. She figures he beat the tower on hard mode, then chose an easier challenge later. Just like last season, meanwhile, the rest of her men are panicking. They are scrambling to outrun Blackie's shadow attacks, but let's be real, it is hopeless. Cain knows the situation. He was just biding his time, waiting for the perfect opening. He calmly asks how she actually plans to kill him. Natasha freezes in total shock. You and I saw it coming. She's been talking to a fake illusion this whole time. She fell right into his trap. Cain reveals he knew her little trick from the start. This was not the real absolute darkness. That skill is supposed to mess with every sense. This was a legendary illusion ability instead, giving him total control over what she sees. It is called Oculus. Natasha realizes her entire plan has just gone up in smoke. She is completely stunned, and our protagonist is not about to waste this opening. Cain tells her it takes a real pro to pull off a scam like this. He admits it is not entirely her fault for being tricked by a master like him. He jokes that she is about to be zombie food, but then a system alert pings. A player has died. The system notification pops up right as he has her cornered. The secret squadron found survivors in Zone B16. Things are getting messy. Natasha's crew spots another squad closing in fast. They know they have to bolt now. Too late, they are spotted. An Iron Soldier moves in to follow confidential protocols. The target is eliminated instantly. Cain watches the whole scene unfold. He wonders if he should stop them or just drop the shield and run. Before he can decide, he gets jumped too. There is zero time left to think. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifts. Natasha notices the change and starts to freak out. It is the merchant. She complains it is a waste for players to die with unspent points. She points her finger right at Cain. He quickly tries to play it cool. He asks how he can make it up to her. She offers him a card pack. Cain refuses to buy. He knows that once her shop opens, all peace treaties are off. And trust me, you and I know he is just setting Natasha up for trouble. All right, let's jump in. These attacks outside the shop are really rattling Natasha. The merchant just shrugs, claiming she's as good as dead anyway. She still offers the pack, suggesting a mythic card might save her. Maybe she'll pull a lucky save. Cain asks if she only sells packs. He's shocked when Natasha Ivanova blows all her points on random draws. She's seriously spending all 374 points on these card packs. He just watches as she rips them open, only getting common cards. Total frustration kicks in. The merchant tells her there's still a chance. She keeps her spirits up, while Natasha gets more and more nervous. Cain just laughs, finding the sight of the circus burning down hilarious. Now pay attention, because Nadia is down to her very last pack. She needs something huge here, or it's game over for her journey. A mythological card is a dream. Even legendary or heroic would work. No luck, the saleswoman offers a potion, but Cain immediately cuts in. He tells her it's closing time. The shop is officially out of business. She argues that after all the sacrifices, a legendary pull is due. She guarantees the next pack. Meanwhile, Cain's system goes absolutely berserk. Even the Hell Monarch is shocked. It says it can't offer help. Natasha Ivanova starts screaming insults in Russian, throwing everything at him. Cain just ignores it, calling her curses weak, but buys one pack. He pulls a duplicate, and his system offers to upgrade his skills. This is way better than regular skills. He wonders what he'll get. Necha is absolutely fuming. Cain completely ignores her to check his power. The merchant leaves, ignoring Kang's orders to stay and explain things. Kang ignores her as the saleswoman announces she's leaving the area. He tells her to wait, but she vanishes. Necha starts swearing again. Suddenly, iron soldiers appear. They prepare to attack with their secret protocols. They're here to kill every witness, but Kang is ready for them. Before they move, Kang eliminates Necha Ivanova for good and charges them. He refuses to die like his enemies. He's going all out now. He wipes out several soldiers while using his mind-controlled sword techniques. But pay attention here. The soldiers hit back hard with heavy laser beams. He's stunned that all this tech belongs to a pharmaceutical company. He thinks he should invest in pharma stocks when he gets home. But first, he needs to win. He decides against the investment later. All this destruction means they might actually go bankrupt after this fight. After obliterating everyone, Kang finally clears the zombie apocalypse tower level. He earns a random equipment ticket and a special survivor bonus prize. As the winner, he gets to steal one skill card from another player. He doesn't even look at the other cards. He's made his choice. He wants Ivanova's old Oculus skill. Now, the tower is finally cleared. Every player, even the failures, gets sent back to their original world. Kang realizes two teammates, and Necha died fighting that beast back there. Their pain trapped them there, but does this tower mean true death? Trust me, you and I are in for more. Before leaving, Kang tells. Necha Ivanova is totally lost. Kang basically just asked her straight up if she wanted to be arrested, or if she'd rather turn herself in. Necha was shocked, asking if he was really just going to let her escape. Kang confirms it. Now pay attention, this is where his publicity game begins. He needs her to tell everyone that the hero king is absolutely unstoppable. Dead men don't talk, and he needs her alive for his public relations. Later, Park questions him. Kang says it's for the legendary skill compensation. This really annoys Park. He demands to know why traitors are still breathing. Why would Kang let them walk away with their heads still attached? Kang clarifies he's no killer. He wants a peaceful, even philanthropic life. Park sarcastically praises the speech, then asks about the enemy's real goal. Kang doesn't answer directly. Instead, he's now managing Park's internet cafe. His friend gives up, wishing him a safe return and better health. Kang thanks him, promising to take care. Inside towers, names are everything. Kang is called a hero, but he doesn't think players are real heroes. Pay attention here because to him, they are just war heroes. He knows people like Necha Ivanova, who kill enemies without a second thought. But Kang refuses that path. Real heroes, they don't exist here. Suddenly, he's recognized. He'd been careless, and people are already whispering. Is the media right about him? It doesn't matter to these people. The only important thing is that Kang is the strongest active player. Everything else is irrelevant. Kang sighs in relief and starts heading home. But he gets cornered before arriving. Journalists try to mob him. He slips away before they can catch him, back to the tower. Strongest active player in the country. Everything else was irrelevant. Kang breathed a sigh of relief and headed home, but got cornered instead. Journalists tried to mob him, but he slipped away into the tower. Once inside, you and I are about to see something totally unexpected. Some men announced the Holy Warrior ceremony was a total success. Kang is confused until the saint herself finally steps into the light. She's pleased to meet him, claiming he's the warrior from another world. She introduces herself as Alijah Celestina, 37th saint of the Sacred Kingdom. Kang plays along, calling himself the warrior of speed and precision. What can he do? She starts with the continent's entire history. Kang figures it started with a war between celestials and demons. The saint confirms it. The eternal war of light and darkness began. Demons from the abyss started invading the world of light. After 30 minutes of this story, Kang finally loses his patience. Can we just go save the world now? He's ready. But the saint stops him. The story, it's just getting started. Trust me, You and I can definitely feel his frustration right now. He asked if they could finally go save the world already. But the saint said, wait, the story is actually just getting started. She explained Celestials feared humans would misuse the power of the Ark. Any chosen warrior needs approval first. Cain just turns and walks away. All right, you and I are back as Cain starts walking off. Where's he going? He's off to work, but she notes he doesn't even know where the Ark is. Cain asks if she knows. She admits she doesn't. He just shrugs, it doesn't matter. Then, out of nowhere, a portal suddenly rips open right before them. Demonic creatures pour out. The saints are shocked by what they see. How did a demon enter sacred land? Knights charge, defending their territory. The battle begins. Cain just watches the whole chaotic scene from a distance. Why isn't there divine magic or aura blades hurting the enemy? Everyone is baffled. Now pay attention, this is where it gets interesting. The demon moves to attack. Cain tells everyone to get back and creates a shield to protect them all. The saint offers to help, but Cain tells her it's fine. Stay back, he insists. She worries as she sees him jump directly into danger for everyone's sake. Alicia decides to pray to her goddess for a bit of mercy. Soon the others join her in prayer. Moments later, Cain's shield shatters. The saint asks if he is okay. Cain says the enemy has already fled. Before fleeing, it sends a telepathic message. It is their duty to claim the Ark. Soon, this light-filled world they hate will be drowned in absolute darkness. The demon's message warns Cain never to stand in their way again. The saint is terrified by the threat, but Cain isn't letting it stop him. He pushes forward, saying they cannot waste time. Does she know the Ark's location? Alicia is still stunned, but she finally admits she might have a guess. With that clue, Cain takes off to find the ancient relic. You and I just witnessed a scam. Cain's cat did amazing playing the demon. That creature was just faking. He used it to intimidate every single person there. Now, he will have to avoid using dark skills for a while to stay safe. He also warns Blackie not to use his spikes for a bit. The saint notices Cain falling behind and asks if they should slow down. Cain quickly refuses. He figures his method is best for what comes next. After all, this is how you properly use a legendary skill. Soon, they reach the guild. Cain mentions a requirement to enter the labyrinth. The receptionist knows he means the adventurer's license. She tells them to wait. While they wait in the lobby, the saint explains their current location. This is Garcia, the labyrinth city. It sits neutral between two massive empires. Just like the name hints, an ancient underground structure forms the city's core. Cain muses that it's a perfect place to hide the Ark, the ancestral weapon. Soon, it's their turn. The receptionist hands over some paperwork for Cain to sign. The saint almost signs it herself, but Cain stops her immediately. He reads the fine print. If you die in the maze, 0 responsibility. Cain stops her and reads the fine print. If you die, the guild takes 0 responsibility. Even worse, if they find your body, everything becomes city property. Cain quickly asks if this is non-negotiable for getting the license. The receptionist explains the guild offers everyone a fair shot at the fortune. She adds that adventuring is risky, and it is entirely their choice to dive. Cain mocks their care for life. You and I must see what's next. Park notes the guild clearly values life. Once the contract was signed, they were ready. After a quick good luck from the receptionist, they finally stepped inside the dark maze. Starting on floor 1, Cain checks if the saint is ready. She gives the green light. Boom, first enemy spotted. A massive rat and its swarm of babies charge at them. Cain creates the perfect opening, and with one precise strike, the saint takes the beast down. They move like lightning, blasting through the floors and hitting level 5 in record time. Cain is impressed, showering the saint with compliments for her insane combat skills. The saint stays humble, though. She points out that other hunters already cleared the path. She's thankful for those who wiped out the monsters since they're in a big hurry. To her, cooperation is key. She suggests that if everyone worked together, demons wouldn't be scary. In her eyes, teamwork makes even the scariest underworld threats look like nothing. Cain tells her not to sweat it. He vows to find those ancient weapons and return safely. Suddenly, trouble. Labyrinth bandits block their path out of nowhere. They tell the duo there's no passing through here without paying a heavy toll first. The saint starts panicking immediately, but Cain, he doesn't look bothered at all. He explains that this kind of adventurer hunting is a classic crime in massive dungeons like this one. The bandit realizes Cain knows their game, so he demands they hand over every piece of gear. Terrified, the saint tries to negotiate, but Cain steps in with a plan of his own. Now watch this, Cain asks the bandits to shut up and hear him out. He spins this wild tale about gods and demons, nearly ending the entire world. He claims to be the chosen warrior, sent to recover a secret ancient weapon. He even points to the saint as his holy partner, asking for permission to pass through. The saint plays along, insisting they're on a mission for the sake of world peace. But the bandits just lose it. They start laughing, completely mocking their ridiculous story. They're not buying any of it, telling them they won't fall for such obvious lies. Alicia Celestina starts getting nervous as their peaceful approach fails miserably. Cain, however, expected this. He knows that in the maze, only strength matters. He declares that everyone here must act like a true adventurer, whether they're a hero or a saint. No more talking. Cain strikes without an ounce of mercy, moving faster than they can blink. The bandits try to fight back, but they're completely outclassed by Cain's raw power. Suddenly, a new figure emerges, screaming at Cain for daring to lay a hand on her men. She admits he's way more skilled than he actually looks. The saint is shocked. It's the guild receptionist from earlier. What the hell is she doing here? And yeah, I know what you're thinking. The guild and bandits are working together. They lure new adventurers into death traps, then put a price on their very lives. If they can't pay the toll, well, their bodies are still worth plenty on the market. Alicia Celestina is absolutely horrified by the dark truth behind the guild's operations. The receptionist sneers at her, mocking the saint for being so incredibly naive. She asks why she became an adventurer if she can't handle how this city really works. Declaring it's too late for them now, the receptionist lunges forward to kill. Cain defends himself instantly, warning her that she really should watch her step. She attacks from the air, but misses the sharp thorns sprouting below. While Cain kept the enemy busy, his cat had already set the trap for her. The path is clear, and trust me, we're just getting started. Stick with me, they've got to leave, pushing deeper into the labyrinth's dark heart. Now watch this, Cain finds a camping spot. You and I know they need rest. Stick with me, we are diving back into the journey as night falls. The saint is still visibly shaken. It is clear that the bandit attack left a deep scar on her soul. She is finally realizing what the world looks like when you are not shielded by divine status anymore. Alicia Celestina finally speaks. She wonders why people still fight over petty things even when the world is ending. She asks Cain if he is used to this chaos. Our hero thinks back to the leaders of his world. He remembers the rulers he once knew. He tells her it does not matter where you are. Some things about human nature, yeah, they just never change. This piques the saint's interest. She starts asking more about his hometown and his origins. Cain explains his world faced constant crises. Nobody knew what to do, so everything spiraled into total madness. He admits that adjusting was a nightmare at first. It was a massive struggle just to survive. But once he cleared his head, he saw the truth. Everyone was just looking out for number one. The saint looks at him and asks if Cain acted the same way back then. Cain just flips the question right back at her. He asks what she thinks he did. She pauses. A long, awkward silence hangs heavy in the air between the two of them. Now watch this part closely, because her answer is about to catch everyone completely off guard. Cain is genuinely startled, but then he just bursts out laughing. After that, they both fall silent again. Our main character starts wondering why it is so quiet. He is sure the moment is finally almost here. Suddenly, the saleswoman pops up again. She is offering him a fresh pack of cards to help him. Cain needs to check the product list first. He is only 2 levels away from reaching his massive goal. A few days pass, and they finally hit level 100. Now, they are facing demons hunting the Ark. Cain charges in while the saint covers him from behind. It is the perfect team setup for battle. With her backup, he can attack without holding back. This is where things get real messy. He rips a snake demon's mouth wide open from top to bottom. Even their leader takes a massive hit. The demons groan in defeat, but Cain just calls it a good trip. No hard feelings, right? He did not just level up. He also grabbed 10,000 conquest points in a random skill package. He grumbles that these demons have zero timing. They only showed up after his test was done. The saint is thrilled by their success, but then something unexpected catches them both by surprise. You saw that too, right? Because an item just appeared right in front of them. It is the very thing they have been searching for this whole time. The legendary arc is here. Cain walks up to it. He notes that it looks surprisingly plain for a supposed ancient weapon. The system confirms he has got the quest item. Suddenly, the entire maze starts to react violently. A portal rips open. The saint tells Cain they have to jump through it now to escape. Back outside, she breathes a huge sigh of relief. But that is exactly when a new figure shows up. This stranger claps for the saint and the warriors. They seem way too happy to see them. They brag that Cain and the saint just made the Empire's job of finding the Ark way easier. Mild Draga appears. He claims the power of the Ark now belongs to him as the Empire's representative. He demands they hand over the item immediately. This guy clearly thinks he is in charge. The saint recognizes him as the crown prince. Cain quickly realizes this prince is a problem. Our hero points out that this royal brat definitely is not an ally. Mildez offers a deal. Hand over the Ark and he will spare them, but the saint refuses. This power is for everyone. The Ark is meant to stop demons, not feed an ego. Then the prince drops a bombshell. He already has a fragment. He boasts that once he has them all, even demons will serve him. Our protagonist is not even flinching. He just says the prince made his life easier by bringing that piece. Cain was looking for that fragment anyway. Mildez explodes in a fit of pure, royal rage. You and I both know the prince just walked into a nightmare. Time for the real fight. All right, you and I are about to see the Empire's swordsmen prove their worth. His speech fires up the army before they charge. Then the system pops up. A red alert warns that the scenario is ending. The prince is coming. He wants the Ark's power, but Cain isn't just standing there. The saint grants him a massive buff, summoning celestial armor that supercharges his defenses. His attacks are completely amplified now. With this insane power surge, he's ready. Cain can fight an entire army head-on without breaking a sweat. One soldier wisely suggests retreating because it's too dangerous to stay. But the prince is too arrogant and snaps back that they aren't fleeing. Cain's system blares another warning. The prince is absorbing the Ark's power. Our main character predicted this and warns the saint about the danger. Now pay attention, because the prince begins a horrific transformation into a beast. His own men try to help, but he just roars for them to move. He's now a full-blown demonic beast, even slaughtering his own soldiers. After that, the main character combines his skills with the saint's magical armor. Then he tosses a potion, unleashing a massive earthquake and pillars of fire. The whole area erupts in chaos, creating a perfect distraction to close in. Cain sees his chance and starts hitting the giant monster from every direction. Nulvis goes absolutely ballistic, roaring that the main character can't hide forever. He tries to attack, but quickly realizes it was just a fire illusion. Cain pops up on the other side, sarcastically saying he must be seeing things. With all that power, he unleashes a surefire attack on the monster. Nulvis is caught off guard, taking a hit that rocks his entire body. The main character emerges victorious. Suddenly, his system pings with a new alert. He just got the second Ark fragment. Cain now has the item's full power. It's so strong it even shocks the saint. She can't imagine its strength. Cain grabs the second Ark fragment. Now you and I see its full power. Cain thinks things went great. He only cares about the levels and points. He then gives the Ark to the saint. She's confused. Why trust her? She insists she isn't qualified, but Cain says she's the only one capable. Otherwise, this power would fall into Emperor Draga's hands. He urges her to protect it, warning that Draga's clutches are always reaching for power. The saint says she can't be irresponsible with such a dangerous artifact. Cain explains that people who only seek destruction always carry a heavy burden. But he believes she will fight for good alongside everyone else. She thanks him, saying his words made her feel much better. Cain is happy to hear that. With the mission complete, he gets rewards. He heads back home. A week later, he thinks back to the tower. He expected to relax, but ended up pushing himself way too hard. Then Cain spots internet articles about himself. Not everyone sees him the same. It's mid-January and Cain knows there are bigger things coming soon. A few days later, he steps out. As usual, reporters swarm for answers. But Cain just walks past. He isn't interested in their games today. He's already looking toward the next challenge. Things are heating up. And that's where we leave it, trust me, you'll want to see what's next. Let's follow him straight into the next tower, while the reporters are left staring. He enters the Awakening Tower, where an entity reveals it has been waiting a long time. Cain tells it to skip the small talk and get straight to the real test. He soon faces an unknown challenge. The entity scolds him for his impatience. It adds that the test was starting anyway, regardless of his rude complaints. The trial begins. Cain finds himself in nowhere, surrounded by strange circular mirrors. He smashes through them and tries to move forward into the void. But then a copy of himself appears, wearing a creepy clown mask. It notes that Cain does not even seem surprised to see it there. Cain is not interested in talking. He prepares to attack, but his opponent is a shadow.